I have started 4 businesses, won contracts and speaker engagements around the world, been a global brand ambassador, and now I consult for the industry. How did all this happen and what you might possibly learn from these experiences along the way? Let's dive in. Hello, Hendo here, and welcome to my channel. I'm going to share my entrepreneurial journey and what makes me the effective consultant I am today. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. My career path is quite unusual and not at all linear, so let's start at the beginning. I spent my early childhood growing up in Scotland, just outside Glasgow. Born in a storm, I was later adopted by the Henderson family. Hendo is short for Henderson, hence the name. Behind at school, I had to work hard for results and found escapism in the outdoors, scout camps, hill walking, skiing, water sports. Attained the Chief Scout Award. Early teenager, I travelled with family friends to Munich in Germany and the Alps. It really opened my eyes to the outside world. At home, my parents instilled the importance of education. My grades improved. Despite having friends, I felt like an outsider and rebelled as a teenager, but I left school with the grades I needed to work in a bank during the early 90s financial services boom. At 18, I had learned the foundations of finance, to be adventurous and take risks. I'd been living independently but grew restless, so I left my job, flat, family and friends behind to travel the world, inspired by 2 island hopping trips to the Greek islands the previous summer. I set off to sunny Greece. It was a brave move in those days. A lifetime of curiosity began. Pandora's box sprung wide open. I couldn't come back in a fortnight. I'd never live it down. So immersed myself in cultures, learned new tastes and habits, started out working in bars, restaurants and agriculture. That autumn I moved to Munich in Germany and lived there for 18 months, trained as a chef at hotel school outside the city, then became resident bartender at the legendary Barfly and Park Cafe, serving the in crowd. I helped hundreds of Irish expats get jobs, matchmaking them with employers that I knew. Looking back, I should have started a recruitment agency at the time. At 21, I'd learned how to live abroad, understand other cultures, the hospitality trade in the continent, and how settling back home was actually much harder than leaving. After a spell at home as a bartender in 1995, I went to my next backpacking adventure, the Middle East. Fascinated by history, I travelled to the Holy Land and worked on a kibbutz in Israel, a volunteer, then immersed myself in the cultures and worked across the region. Returning home the following year, I reconnected with hospitality, serving and training cocktails, promoted to bar manager in the biggest bar operator in the city. Despite being offered group management position and career progression, I went to pursue my dream of opening my own restaurant, which I did with a business partner in 1999. At 26, I learned how to pull experiences together and turn that opportunity into a business. I managed operations in front of house. Outside my home city, we created an immersive Mediterranean atmosphere, serving regional dishes, silver service, seafood and seasonal cocktails. It was a big hit. The format quickly outsold the top city seafood restaurant for shellfish sales. Fully booked at Christmas and pre-booked following year, but despite early success, historical building issues caused a fire in the cavity and forced closure. While shut, I went to Rio de Janeiro for my birthday. As the 21st century began, my curiosity of cultures became the building blocks of knowledge in my career. Little did I know what would happen next. On my return, we had difficulty regaining our alcohol licence because a government building had blocked our natural fire exit. A long legal battle ensued to relieve financial responsibilities. It taught me to be patient, compliance and legal procedures. For years afterwards, I still received booking requests for that business. At 30, I had learned resilience, patience, the power of teams and hiring key personnel. The hardest business lesson was found navigating these 8 years of legal system. Driven by previous successes in higher education, I graduated with distinction in professional IT qualification, Cisco CCNA, worked in sales to learn processes and proved to be top monthly performer. Business-wise, I was emboldened and turned my attention to opening my second business in 2006, a delicatessen in the south side of Glasgow. From a blank canvas shop unit to an award-winning deli with thousands of lines of retail. First to attain the Healthy Living Award, I created a local institution sourcing quality produce and diversified in outside catering and seasonal hampers. At 40, I learned creativity wins contracts globally, never stop learning and turn resourceful research into content. After selling the deli, I took time out in a different direction, pursuing my love for history. I worked supporting a historical venue, leading tours, organising events and researched my third business, a creative events company called Scotch Broth Events. In 2012, inspired by the then disbanded El Bulli generation, Ferran Adrià inspired me. I studied molecular gastronomy, food pairing, read science publications by academics and found a pathway to new flavour sensations and pieced together multisensory science elements. It was a speech at a family wedding that spurred me on to become a paid speaker. I was shaky at my company launch a decade ago last week, but driven, I pushed forward to win contracts in Hong Kong, across Southeast Asia, South Africa, Europe and UK cities, beating marketing agencies on the other side of the world. Launched brands into China. I was an ambassador for Scotland globally. I scaled up processes with my hospitality network at home and delivered projects abroad. Sought cross-sector collaborations in tech, design, music and the arts. In science, I teamed up with academics at Glasgow University, spoke international science festivals with audiences from 150 to 350. Gin science, whiskey science, multi-sensory science, audience interactions, history, geology and chemistry. They became a blueprint delivered globally, presenting hundreds of high-profile events for corporates and VIPs at 5-star hotels and embassies. I had become a molecular magician, as one supplier put it. Thousands of recipes and pairings had a purple patch. But then at 44, I learned to be there when it matters, trust my instincts and deliver on a passion. In life's big moments, the world can wait. Spring 2016, during my mother's passing, I withdrew from international projects and stayed home to spend time with family. Afterwards, I went hiking in Corsica to grieve properly. It was so important for me. At the time, an opportunity arose to lead a rum and whiskey portfolio as a global brand ambassador, a chance to deliver on my passion for history, geology, chemistry, craftsmanship on a bigger scale. For nearly 5 years, I led 48 markets, over 200 spirits, premium rum to launching super premium single malts in China. It was a whirlwind in over 300 cities, seeing metropolitan cities rise and develop in regular visits. I launched in 15 American states, 15 travel retail airport hubs, training teams from Dubai to Sydney on the European festival circuit, but mostly in US and Asia, from shop floor to high net worths. Results came easily because I loved what I did, and cross-market intelligence took me to new skill levels in brand marketing. I bridged the gap of being an entrepreneurial employee. Hundreds of previous projects now helped my brand campaigns, market launches and support for global partners effectively. When COVID lockdown happened, I realised I had burnout, an empty tank from circumnavigating the globe for years. It was time to take a step back. Being as one global partner described me, a one-man army. I had to recharge and build my strength again. Climbing Munros in Scotland rekindled my love for the outdoors and revitalised my positive spirit. It's my plan to complete the Munros this year. Professionally, I didn't want to simply press repeat on my career, so in 2020 I committed to mentoring others. I also wanted to give back for all the hospitality I'd received around the world. Some writing and set up Hendo Talks, my fourth venture, accepted some speaking engagements, but deep down I wasn't a fan of virtual events and video calls. In 2021 I stepped back from Zoom culture and created over 50 YouTube videos to share my international knowledge. But speaking to the camera was harder than I thought. I much prefer the live audience and interactions, its electric atmosphere. I really miss the energy and feeling you get from people inspiring and sharing stories. Spurred on by positive feedback, I have adapted Hendo Talks to be a consultant in supply chain, brand support. Last year I rolled out retainer services to support brands and trade, taking on a host of clients. Decades of experience and reputation now adds a cutting edge for clients. I've just turned 50 and learned the power of acceptance, giving back, leaving time for hobbies, doing what makes you happy, but also keep challenging myself, which means I still like to take risks. Last summer, I hiked a John Muir Trail in California, which was incredible. And a decade after WSET qualifications, added a diploma in whiskey to my personal development. I'm just back from the Caribbean visiting other spirit passion of rum and hiked up a volcano. Striking a balance yields a better performance. Over the years, I have made plenty of mistakes and probably been misunderstood and pigeonholed by some, but my creative entrepreneurial core remains. I like to see people get on. I'm driven, passionate about ideas and resourceful. It still takes bold leadership to change the world. Belief, passion and true innovation is ageless. My most prolific content has been this last decade and I write more and more every day. This is what makes me a better partner for clients. Market trends, research, critical thinking, adapting strategies and proven processes. Providing gravitas adds tremendous value but can elude others. That's why I'm here. The secret lies in these decades of colourful experiences, deep listening and delivering desires, rhythm, pace and focus. I now share this with my clients, giving them a competitive advantage, fluency between markets, benchmarking, positioning, seizing opportunities in changing consumer behaviour and executing best practices. Politics and thousands of brands entering the market is making it harder for SMEs to succeed now. Brand and category education is important. We have a blueprint of creative solutions to win in this highly competitive space. Globally networked, we're at the forefront of more informed consumers and buyers. We see the big picture and have tools to take you to the next level. Born and raised on the west coast of Scotland gave me good grounding, instilling inner belief, and I genuinely get a kick out of elevating others, seeing people gain confidence in their subject matter so they can serve their audiences better, be more relevant, add value to their business and enrich future generations. From brand to consulting, I am proud to have helped hundreds of businesses over the years and make a meaningful impact, sharing expertise with friends and colleagues across the industry. If you're interested in building something unique and authentic, we'd love to hear from you. Join us and let's push the possibilities. I hope this was useful to you in some way. Welcome the feedback. Thanks for watching.